Hello everyone and welcome to the Digimon figure review video. This time we're going to be taking a look at the Dynamotion figures, and when they say Dynamotion, it's a little bit of a confusing title. They mean Dynamotion as in you can kind of see that they're in motion, but they don't actually, they're not posable. You can't move the arms around. They're in static poses, but they're meant to be dynamic poses in the way that it looks like they're doing something. It looks like they're in motion. And if these poses look familiar for both the Greymon and Metal Greymon, it's because they are similar to the gacha figures that released a few years ago. And here's the Metal Greymon one. And by the way, I hate that the pose on the Metal Greymon one, it's just very awkward depending on what angle. You're meant to look at it from like this angle because it's like the card art and like the art in Digimon World. But from any other angle, it just looks very derpy. And it's very much the same as the Greymon. Like, you're meant to have it from this pose because it's kind of like, and even if in that position it looks kind of weird, it looks like the art. But in any other position, it just looks really weird. And yes, they've gone with this position again, but they do look better in a bigger size and bigger scale than in those smaller figures. And here's the old English minifigure, which is similar sort of pose to the Greymon, but a little bit different. The Metal Greymon, rather. But in any case, these were a lot bigger than I thought they would be. For some reason, I looked at the price and I was kind of like, okay, they're kind of expensive, maybe slightly bigger than these ones, but not too much bigger. Like maybe like more of the minifigure size. Like I expected that big, but just with really high detail. That's sort of what I was expecting, because they're actually not that expensive at all. And I was also, for some reason, expecting them to be in a box, and they just showed up like this in a plastic bag. And the tag is here, popping out of his skull, which you just pull off like so. There we are. And there's the Dynamotion, the figures capturing the most dynamic of motions. So that's what Dynamotion is. So I remember when they announced these and I was kind of like, okay, they're going to be in this position, but you can kind of move the arms and the legs. But no, you cannot move the arms and the legs and the head. But in any case, they are very nice figures for the price. Even if I'm not 100%, but I don't like the way his like lip is. I didn't realize that Greymon had a lip. That's terrifying. I'm looking at the other figure and he does have a slight lip, but because it's so small, you kind of just look at him like, oh, okay, that's not too bad. But on the bigger figure, it is, I guess, more realistic and horrifying, but it's I guess a thing. But again, I'm not a big fan of the pose. The pose does look better on the bigger scale figure rather than the smaller one that I just showed. But it feels like it doesn't stand right, because the foot touches the ground on the Dynamotion figure, but not really on this figure, which still looks derpy as anything. And I guess it's because it's a little bit thicker of a figure. Like you can see, like it just sort of just touches the ground there, which I guess it needs it for the stability. Like I can't imagine it being particularly stable on just the one leg and none of the tail. So I guess that's fine. And again, it's a weird position, but it does look better on the bigger scale. And it's got some nice detail there on the skin, some veins there. That's kind of horrifying. I kind of love that. And they've definitely gone out a bit more with the detail than they could have done on a smaller figure. Like, look, it's got scales. That's fairly cool. It's got a spine. Like, that's really nice, but so much bigger than I thought. I don't know where I got the idea that they were kind of like, I don't know, this big, just a little bit bigger than the minifigure. I don't know why I expected that. And here's Metal Greymon. Again, great level of detail, especially with the metal peeking through the skin there. That's pretty nice. I do like the level of detail they went. And there's another figure in this set which I'll be doing for a different video, which is the Mugendramon one / Machinedramon. And because it was sold separately, I'll just do a separate video for it. And the lip on the metal Greymon is not as offensive to me as the Greymon one. I have no idea where I'm going to put this because it is so much bigger than I expected. Yeah, I was expecting more like the Shoto figure of sizing, honestly. Like, I think that's maybe where I got the idea. Like, oh, okay, they're going to be like, you know, cute little action figures. Like, I do have my metal Greymon Shoto figure here, Ultras mode. Like, I thought it would be more like that size. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, he's going to be like another Shoto figure size. Nope, big apparently. And that was also the price point I was expecting, was like, okay, it's like the same price as the Shoto figures, so Shoto figure size, but nope, big. Big and large. But yeah, I'm going to go find where I can put those. They don't quite fit with the other Greymon figures that I have because they're about 10 times the size. But in any case, that was a quick look at the Dynamotion figures. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Were you also surprised by the size, or is it just me that's and then look at the detail on the wings. That's pretty nice. I'm pretty impressed with the detail. But yeah, were you also surprised with the size, or was that just me? Let me know what you thought about these figures in the comments, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!